I'm happy to announce that Smart Finance Moves is now international. So, with that being said, we're going to have a guest from Canada coming on. This is Beaver Finance, great page, investor. He spreads a lot of great knowledge out here. Um, this is Beaver Finance. We were with Beaver Finance. Welcome to the show. I'm really excited to have you on here. Great page out here. Um, I want to know, actually, first, I want to know what started you to make that page and how did it all come to happen?
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks, John. I'm excited to be on your show. Um, you know, as far as the whole page, I mean, kind of the inspiration came from, I've been in the finance business, for over 6 years now, close to seven. And so I work with a lot of clients that, really want to, work with someone and help them guide them along the financial planning process. But I
Mhm.
also saw a need for a lot that are out there, wanting to just do it themselves, and to kind of have a channel where people could engage and I could slowly educate them over time and then kind of grow to see what they want out of the channel too. So,
Yeah,
started earlier in November, and we got some exciting things in the future.
definitely. Definitely. I love the page personally. Um,
Thank you.
love the education about money and spending it wisely and budgeting and everything because it's important. And we didn't learn it in school. So,
No, definitely not.
yeah.
We've started off really basic, right, to really build that foundation and core knowledge for people, and then
Mhm.
we're really going to start to build on it with the tools and the strategies next.
Yeah, yeah, I like to hear. Okay, so investing wise, I wanted to know like what future investments you would make.
Yeah, it's a good question, right? I mean, this year has definitely been a roller coaster year. If you would have put all your money in the stock market at the beginning of the year and closed your eyes and woke up today, you'd think, oh wow, that's pretty good. I'm positive
Yeah,
for the year. But it's definitely downturns can happen and it creates opportunities. And as I look at things now, markets are at all-time highs. So I'm definitely going to hold any current investments I do have,
yeah,
and then start to put away cash and look for opportunities. I mean, sure, there are still sectors or you know other opportunities that might come up, but we might see a bit of a pullback at some point as well. And it can't hurt to have a little cash on the side.
yeah, definitely. So me myself right now, I'm kind of holding two,
Hmm.
but at the same time, I'm looking for those companies that are like kind of just starting out, and I could get at a decent price still, like newer
Absolutely.
companies. Yeah,
Yeah, and I think it all comes down to what are you investing in, right? When I look at my own investments, I'd say a good portion. So in Canada, we call it an RSP. I think it's the equivalent to like a 401k.
okay,
I've got that all invested in funds. So they're mutual funds, fund managers. They buy various stocks, and it's actually all in U.S. Funds and global. So that's where I have that exposure, um, mostly because that's where a lot of the tech and healthcare is. So I want to, be invested in that type of investments.
definitely.
And then in my TFSA, which I think is more equivalent to like a Roth IRA, is, definitely money I might need in the next little while, right? Like I'm, still young. Like I'm just building a house. We're getting married, gonna have kids soon. So I need,
Congrats.
yeah, thanks. Yeah, I need cash, available, but at the same time, I still want to try to earn something. So I've got it in balance funds. Like I'm
Yeah,
still up, I think 7% year to date, which is pretty good considering, if things do tank, I'm not going to be, in too bad a shape. So the money's still pretty accessible, at least for my liking. And then I do actually have non-registered, so this would be like an open account, one that's fully taxable. and that's where I'll hold my Canadian dividend stocks for the passive income. And there in Canada we get a dividend tax.
Great.
Yeah, so part of the tax that the company has already paid, we get credit for that. So it's not a bad way to build some passive income. So that's kind of my strategy. And so as you can see, it's some funds, some cash, balanced funds, and then actual individual.
Of career in finance. I want to ask you, how do you feel about real estate? Do you own any properties?
Yeah, so good question. I mean, as we're talking right now, I'm in our condo, 3-bedroom condo. It's, just over 4 years old. It's been a great investment. I mean, it's, almost doubled in value.
Yeah.
We've certainly had a nice real estate boom in Canada. And, as I mentioned, we are building a house. So, that'll be, a bigger home where I can build up equity even quicker. So, that's exciting. And then I think, over the next 5 years, I do have some opportunities to buy my first actual rental unit. So outside my main home, and that is something that I definitely want real estate in my portfolio, but I also own a business, which is similar in value to the equity in my home, and I'd like to build up my investments to equal my home equity as well as my business value. So everything's kind of balanced,
Yeah.
right? Not one
That's
asset's much greater than the other.
You don't want to throw everything into one basket because you never know what could happen.
Bingo.
Yeah. Um. So I want you to tell us about the show that you're going to be having pretty soon.
Yeah. So something that has been in the works. Always as an idea. When I did create the page, I kind of put together a little business plan, and part of that was once I start to launch some of the guides and videos and tutorials on YouTube, I'd like to launch a show. So the Beaver Finance show, and I'd like to have guests on, kind of like what we're doing right now.
Yeah,
Maybe you can be a future guest.
definitely.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And definitely interviewed various people, at varying stages, I think, and then also other professionals too. Like I want to reach out to get a lawyer's perspective, realtors, other people that I think listeners would really benefit from
Definitely.
hearing their advice.
I agree with you. I'm on the same mission as you.
Oh,
Uh,
perfect.
just really because it's all about like educating the community and make the right move instead of the wrong move.
Growing the community. I think Instagram, it's done really well. Twitter is a little slower to kind of gain some traction, but it's
Yeah,
definitely been a good distribution. And then I think YouTube is the ultimate goal. It's content that can live on, right?
yeah,
Something that people can search up. Certainly subscribers will be able to watch video after video and learn about new videos that come out, and also comment, suggest you know uh, new ideas that they'd like to hear about. Right, I'm all open to hearing what people want to talk about, and so I think that's going to be the big project for next year.
last question for you is, what would you tell a first time home buyer?
Yeah, so definitely, first time home buyer. I think at least in Canada, one theme that I see a lot is people getting discouraged on the hot real estate market right now. So those would be individuals that have worked hard to build up that down payment. Have a good credit score, get a pre-approval, work with the realtor, put an offer on a house or multiple homes, and keep getting rejected. And I think it's more so you just gotta you know stay positive. You will get something, and maybe you won't get quite in the area you want, or exactly the right home. You may have to go for a starter home or starter condo, but don't wait too long either. Or actually get creative, right? I mean, if you have to, talk to your parents. Unfortunately, we see a lot of that in this day and age. So definitely, um, you know, we wouldn't be building our family home for the future if it wasn't for us, getting into the market and purchasing our first property, as small as it was.
Hmm.
So that's the most important thing is stay positive in this
And
market.
you're building it too, which is
Hmm.
which is a good tactic because you're probably saving a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, initially I didn't think so because, every builder, and I don't know if it's the same in the States, you get a base price and then, oh, you want quartz countertops? That's extra, right?
Yeah.
You want a nicer tub? That's extra. The list goes on, right? You'd be surprised what's not standard in a
Hmm.
home. And, so that part I had to learn. But the nice thing is, we signed the paperwork, months ago, and now homes are already a lot more, right? Plus, our current home has gone up in value, so we're kind of double ending um, the market right now. Just waiting for our new house. So, there's definitely some pros to buying new,
Yeah.
and I'm excited. Next year we'll move in.
That's great, man. That's great. Well, I really want to give a big thank you to you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. You got a great page. I want everybody to check them out. That's Beaver Finance. Thank you.
Hey, John, you know what? Thanks for having me on the show, and like you said, follow me, um, subscribe, and stay engaged. I'll reply to everyone. So, thanks again, and yeah, we'll talk soon, man.
Yeah, definitely, man.